Good evening. It being July 10th at 6 p.m., I'll call this meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first order of business is approval of the minutes of June 26th. I will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
A second?
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
That's all set. So the next order of business is approval of the warrants. I move that we approve school warrant 1063 for $71,803.28. General warrant 1064 for $99,227.74. Payroll warrant 27 for $164,338.99. General warrant number 1000 for $13,604.68. Debt and interest warrant number 1001 for $578,120.59. General warrant 1002 for $617,918.50, and payroll warrant number 1 for $85,981.33.
I'd make a motion to approve.
And I'll second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And that's it.
Never ends.
Hi, Sue. Hi, Jeff.
Next order of business is some transfer requests. The first request is $8,000 from the highway salary account to the highway vehicle supply account for the purpose of covering the cost of an unanticipated transmission repair for the 2006 International dump truck. So I would entertain a motion that we approve of that transfer.
I'd second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
This one. The next one is from the highway salary account to the road materials account to cover the cost of cold patch. They're looking for $500 for that transfer. So I'd entertain a motion or move that we transfer that $500.
I'd second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on that item? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the last one is $274.51 from the street lighting account to the technology account for a shortage in our technology account. And that's leftover money from last year. That's not money going
We're
forward.
not taking,
So,
okay.
there's plenty of money left in that account for that
Streetlights.
transfer.
What is that, 2 streetlights to?
And street lights to technology. So I move we transfer that money.
I'd second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next item is some acknowledgements for a donation to the townhouse. Do you have that?
I think so, yeah.
Read that for us.
The donation was made to the Townhouse Painting and Supply Fund from Jeffrey and Holly Smith for $250.
So I guess we have to make a motion to accept that into the fund, is that the,
Sure.
so I move we accept that into the fund.
I'd second.
Motion made, seconded, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff and Holly.
And there is also acknowledging some people that are doing some in-kind donations, so you don't have to just give money, you can donate your time and expertise. John's son-in-law's been working, so if you see somebody working around the townhouse, that's John and his son-in-law, so making some repairs, so thank you for that.
My son-in-law went down and did some of the woodwork that was missing down there, replaced some of the trim, so that we'll have something to paint when we start painting.
So, yeah, so contact us if there's anything that you'd like to donate as far as in-kind donations, labor, materials. We'll be happy to accept anything you can offer.
You talking about the Benjamin Moore?
Yeah, might as
Okay.
well, yeah, you had that discussion.
Yesterday, I met with a representative from Benjamin Moore Paint Supply, and he's gonna work out something where I believe we can get some donated paint and primer from them. And also Scott Norrie with Howe Lumber has said that he would help us out on some of the supplies down there. I don't know exactly what or how much right now, but Robert Payne from Benjamin Moore is measured up the building, and he's gonna tell us approximately how many gallons we need and what the best scrapers are to scrape the paint that's on there to get it off. And hopefully by the end of the week, I'll have something from him on that, so.
Yeah, and what's the plan on working over there? I know you get, what, a couple more weekends on the rail trail?
When I get done with the rail trail, I'm gonna pick up a scraper and be looking for volunteers to scrape and paint. And then we'll have to get the prisoners from the jail scheduled. We are on the list for them, but I don't know how their process works right now. We do need the paint first.
Are we supposed to notify them once we get it, or are they gonna notify us when they're ready and we need to
I
be
would
ready?
think if we can get the paint on site, we'll give them a call and go from there.
Great,
So,
sounds good. The next order is the Holden Hospital Fund. We have a letter from the hospital people, Director of Financial Operations, who writes to inform us that the 25th annual distribution of the Wachusett Area Emergency Funds scheduled to be made on or before July 1st. So I don't know where the funds are at this point, but we are looking to get, where is it now? So the fund was established in January of '93 with an opening balance of $2,500,000. Annual distributions between '93 and 2017 have totaled $4,497,000. The annual distribution to the 11 participating towns is equal to 6.5% of the average market value of the fund over the prior calendar year. The total distribution this year is $151,703. And is derived from the 2017 average fund balance amount of $2,333,898. According to the terms of the fund agreement, the distribution payable to each town is based on the enclosed population data of the 2010 decennial census. So our town's distribution is $10,696 based on 7.05% share of the total population. So that's the money we'd be looking to get from the Holden Hospital Fund, and that's a fund that we distribute by the board usually. Historically been things like the defibrillators that have gone around and stuff like for the fire department, ambulance, emergency services. So
So we're getting that from them.
we're getting $10,696 this year.
Nice.
Did you say 2010 census?
A decennial census.
Have we had, oh,
So it's every 10 years, I guess, they do
yeah,
a
okay.
bigger census than they would normally.
I was like, I know we've had censuses since then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I guess we move to accept that money.
Second,
So motion made and accepted to accept the annual Holden Hospital Fund distribution. Any further discussion on that?
Nope.
All in favor?
aye.
Okay. The next order is Keith Davies. He's here today.
Oh, that's,
Wrote a letter that the Chicopee Rivers Watershed Council, is that what you call C4R, is working on a series of paddling trails for the Quabog River region. One good area of access is on the East Brookfield River just below Lake Lashway, near the East Brookfield Town offices. The point can be reached by a short walk along the abandoned railroad bed at the end of Connie Mack in East Brookfield. It is my understanding that North Brookfield has ownership, so could we discuss permission to use this as an access path? Realize there is consideration on if the railroad could be revived, but perhaps we could use the trail till that happens. And you are here tonight, so, yeah, step up if you would, thanks.
Well, I'm Keith Davies, and we've been working on a trail project for the Quabog River running from East Brookfield to Warren over the last couple of years. And we're presently working on a trails grant to complete a trail. So we have this draft map here I can share with you,
Thank you.
as well as some information on who we are. And part of our purpose for creating the trail map is to give people recreational opportunities in their area, but also it helps connect people to the local rivers to get them to be more aware of the rivers that flow through their town and how they benefit them for recreation, water quality, and things of that nature. So in East Brookfield, we have the 5 Mile River, which I believe flows through the eastern part of North Brookfield, flows into Lake Lashaway, then it comes out of Lake Lashaway as the East Brookfield River, and then a little further down meets the 7 Mile River, and then they flow into Quabog Pond. So we're looking to establish an access on the 7 Mile River, but sometimes when the water gets low, it gets a little rocky and shallow. So we've identified a place at this location down the end of Connie Mack Road in East Brookfield. And
Is that marked on here with that little
Yeah.
icon?
that's the 7 Mile River one.
Okay,
And so we're looking for the opportunity of possibly creating a second access, because this point on the East Brookfield River, right near the ball field there, looks to be a lower gradient and holds a little more water in it during the
trail?
drier
Oh, this
months
is
of
our
summer.
road
yeah.
And so when speaking with the selectmen in East Brookfield on the 7 Mile, and I mentioned this as a second site within the town, they indicated that the railroad is managed, owned by North Brookfield. So it would probably be a good idea to speak with them and see if there's a way to get permission to use that as a path. So right now, that's kind of a clear area to walk down, and there's a point where there's already a path that leads down to the river there, which would be pretty easy to turn into a rustic canoe kayak launch. And the water depth is fine to put in, and then you paddle down, and you could paddle all the way down the Quabog Pond. So it would give recreational opportunities to people in this greater area. I know we have people from North Brookfield who's come on some of our paddles we've sponsored in the past. So in order to be a good neighbor and do due diligence, it seemed appropriate to present this to you and see what could be done to facilitate some permission to use that as a path to access the river.
And it's clear right now, you're saying? You can.
Yeah, it, you know, just grass grows in it. So the most maintenance-wise would maybe be an occasional weed whacker just to keep that out. Because once you get off the railroad bed and go down the path to the river, I think that land is technically East Brookfield land. And that path is narrow, so that might be something we would work with them to maybe improve the path down to the river a bit.
Right.
Where
Once
would you be
get down the
parking?
pa-
Where would you be, excuse me, where would you be parking to,
Well, some of it would be in the edge of the, you know, they have their library, town offices right there. There's a ball field there, so, you know, people are parking whenever they play ball field.
have you asked them if you can park there?
In speaking with the town and their conservation commission, they seem supportive for us to explore this and see what we can do. Our expectation is that this isn't going to become something where you're going to have 20 or 30 cars. So I would think maybe if a scout group or a small group got together periodically, it would probably be 5 or 6 cars on a busy weekend. Would probably put there and such. So it's likely not to become a place where you're going to have huge crowds of people going. The main launch for the trail is really probably going to be Claybog Pond. The main takeout will probably be where Route 67 and Route 9 meet in West Brookfield. We got permission from DOT to put an information kiosk and the launch there. So we're working on that right now.
Yeah, it's a 66-foot wide rail line bed that we own through there. So
We do all the way down? It's
yeah,
all the way
all the way to the junction.
Interconnect?
Yep,
Yeah, cool.
yep. So
Well, I hope they didn't put their parking lot on us over there.
yeah,
Well, we're at this location too. I think there's some form of access road that goes out back there. And I think goes to must have been an old landfill or something behind the.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a road there. So I assume that must be some form of road right away East Brookfield has across what could be tracks there.
Well, this would be the fire department up here, right?
Right.
That's that multifamily down in the back there?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think something just got torn down that side
Way
road
up,
back
way up,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this on the map. Looking at the rail line,
Yep.
there's a
There's
a
like, yeah.
road, and it goes into a old. It's just a clearing. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Goes to a
and
clearing.
there's a hill back there or something, so there's some road that goes back there, but it's gated off, so I don't think East Brookfield's looking to use it back there. But the idea, since some of these paths are existing, you wouldn't have to be doing really altering the landscape, because, you know, you're within the wetland area too, so you probably don't, you want to minimize how much you do. But with canoes and kayaks and a path, the idea is to make anything to be as to minimal impact as possible.
Yeah, because down in that area, the River Act and the Wetlands Act have two different setback requirements. So under the Rivers Act, you 200 feet.
Yeah,
Under the Wetlands, just 100. But
yeah. We would go through the process, the determination of applicability and things of that nature with the Conservation Commission there.
Yeah.
Would you be asking the railroad committee to weed whack the trail? Or,
Well, we
said it.
would coordinate it with a volunteer stewardship team.
okay.
So, you know, we'd probably. I'm not the kind of guy that believes in weed whacking things down to bare earth. You probably just keep it 4 or 5 inches high so it doesn't get out of hand.
But it's walkable now?
Yeah.
That section?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I walked back there, saw this path, probably where kids and people walk down to the river and go fishing. So it's pretty much wouldn't require, well, nothing would need to be done on the railroad bed.
Yeah.
It's going to be the path down to the river that might need a little bit of improvement, and that would probably be working with East Brookfield.
Is that something we should walk down there and look at? Or-
They just wanna walk over, and we're making it
Yeah.
all, we're turning it all into a recreational path anyway, the whole rail line from up here all the way down.
Okay.
Is there any liability
So-
that could be involved with them?
No,
Tripping.
not unless we sanction it, there's no liability, actually, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think if this works out with East Brookfield Wall, we would probably put somewhere in the general area, would probably be like a simple signpost and say, have something indicate this is the launch area. Or go down the path and we'd have another one where people would know to turn. So probably a sign, maybe, probably something like that big, and it would say Blue Trail Access or whatever.
Yeah.
So that
So
would,
it wouldn't be something we'd be leasing land or just
No, they
a
just-
general permission thing to walk it,
Yeah,
basically.
yes, essentially that's it. People would just basically, they park there, carry their canoe, kayak down the path, turn down to the river and launch.
I'm sure people are probably doing it now, we don't even know about it, so,
Yeah, right.
you know,
But because once you make something like this official, you make note of it on a map, the map becomes public information, it's always good to make sure these things are
yeah,
acceptable.
sure. Yeah, I mean, to be hyper-technical about it, the railroad corporation actually owns the property. The Board of Selectmen are the railroad directors, but at a Board of Selectmen's meeting, we're not sitting as the railroad.
Right.
So, to be
Well,
hyper,
that's fine, if it's something you need to,
We'd have to ask the railroad
Deliberate.
commission down the road if the selectmen would okay the railroad commission to okay this.
yeah,
yeah.
I don't have a problem with it, so.
But-
All right, yeah, so from the Board of Selectmen's perspective, well, I guess officially, I move that we
Well-
allow them to unofficially use it.
Can you do that in the,
As selectmen,
yeah,
we would advise the Railroad Commission that the selectmen
that
are
something's
not
coming,
opposed.
so he has to see the railroad commission?
Yeah,
Maybe give the railroad commission a call
yeah.
after the selectmen okay it.
Wilson,
and-
so we get something in, we get your address here, right, somewhere?
Yeah.
Right, it's in the,
On
on the
your
letter, that
Yeah,
stuff.
that will just send
That
you.
way we're not,
Unless,
a
yeah,
letter from-
yeah, as I have my copy of that.
that way we're not double dipping.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah, I think you're good,
Well,
thanks.
Yeah.
Whatever way it
Yeah,
needs to work.
I don't have a problem with it, but just to,
Yeah. Well, it's not like a huge rush, you just want to go through the process and get it done right.
Yep, I appreciate the,
so as long as the East Brookfield guys are good with you guys parking
Well,
down there and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know.
if I can tell them I've got the general okay from you guys, then I think that was kind of what they wanted to hear first.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would start the process of the more serious planning.
yeah, because if you can't walk down the trail to get to the landing, then there's no point in
Right.
discussing.
So they said,
the
well,
landing.
talk to the folks in North Brookfield, and if they say it's okay, then we can start the process, which would mean drafting up a formal layout, working with the Conservation Commission and setting that up next.
All right, so what it will do is, we'll send you a letter,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll CC it to the Board of Selectmen in East Brookfield.
Okay, that's fine,
So
that'd be
when-
great.
When you go in front of them again, they'll know.
Yeah, well, I imagine with the summer, maybe it'll be early fall, but,
Mm-hmm.
this year, we're hoping to really get everything settled. We're preparing the map, as you can see, which we hope may go to printing pretty soon. And we're working with a crew now to put a formal access on the 7 Mile River in East Brookfield, so this would be the complementary access too. So
Excellent.
it's coming along good, and a lot of people, fortunately, are very supportive of it.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, and the trail, turning it from a rail line into a walking,
Mhm.
biking, hiking type trail,
Yeah, so
so
this-
far has been supported,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Non-motorized, could
No,
add that too,
Yeah.
non-motorized, so
You're not,
nobody's gonna be driving down it,
no.
running over. Well, I'm just saying, so if you're walking your kayaks down there, you're not gonna get hit by somebody.
Yeah, but in conjunction with the kayaking and the hiking and biking, I think,
Well, you'd have, you have a little bit of
Options,
everything, right.
so it's good to
Great.
know. Great,
All right, well, thank you.
thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. Do we need to do anything with that, or that's,
No, I don't think so.
yeah, okay.
I'll probably try to get this one on the website soon.
The next order of business, appointment to the Townhouse Study Committee. Ms. Hontham? You've been recruited to join?
Yes.
So have you been to a meeting yet or anything?
I guess I went to a meeting they had 2 weeks ago.
So we just need to appoint you.
Yep.
Do you have any questions?
People in North Brookfield appoint people all the time and ask you to do things, so,
That's how I ended up on the school committee.
yeah, yeah.
So I still keep your hand down.
I'm staying right here, not moving.
If you're good with it yeah,
Yeah, she's already a member of the school committee, and what else do you do? You want something else?
I'm part of the theater guild. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's what
okay. Yeah, no, we appreciate whatever people can do. We need the bodies, so.
how do you spell your last name?
HONTHUMB.
Hontham. Okay.
I move we approve the appointment to the Townhouse Study Committee.
I second.
Motion made, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess you gotta go get sworn in with,
Yes.
yeah, thanks. Let's see, the next one, appointment to the Capital Planning Committee. David Messier?
Do we know who he is? I don't know who he is.
I don't know him personally, but he's retired from WPI Facilities Department, Director of Environmental Health and Safety. Was involved with the capital planning for the equipment, property, and vehicles on the 1-year, 5-year, and 10-year cycle, which is exactly what our capital planning committee does. He managed campus projects, including oil tank removals, asbestos abatement, etc. And he's currently a volunteer on the North Brookfield Emergency Management.
So we wait till next time, or see if he can come, or do you wanna just,
I just as soon appoint him if
He
they're gonna
wants to be on a
volunteer.
committee,
Yeah,
so-
wants- Yeah.
yeah,
He's a breathing human being,
Yeah.
avoid them.
yeah.
Got a heartbeat.
Well, maybe we need to have him here to verify.
Yeah, we don't,
Just go ahead.
Yeah, so I move that we appoint Ms. Messier to the Capital Planning Committee.
I'd second.
Made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
And John Farmer, Jr.
This is Demas, yeah.
is asking to be appointed to the Town Beach Committee, a committee that desperately needs a body. So
Where is John?
he's a sewer commissioner?
I know him.
Okay.
We just retired him from the fire department
Oh,
2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
that's right.
John Farm.
Yeah,
He was,
yeah,
worked at Quabog Rubber.
Yep. So,
He seemed like a good guy, and I think he would
oh, without a
be
doubt.
active.
Yep. Yeah, without a doubt. A lot of years on the fire department under less than optimal working conditions, so.
I think he did 26 years
Yeah,
on the
26
fire.
years in
Yep.
fire department, on-call basis, so. And he retired the other night at the pay night supper. So, for those that don't know, thank him for his service, because that's a long time to work on an on-call volunteer fire department. So I would move that we appoint him to the Town Beach Committee.
I'd second.
Motion been made, seconded on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next order of business, comments from Sue.
I got
Public-
nothing.
Oh, you got nothing?
I got nothing.
How about
Email about
the trash
the
stuff?
trash thing?
Yes, and thank you.
Is that, is that usable? I mean, it's short and sweet.
Yeah, what,
I think less is more in this because of the responses that we saw.
yeah, because there were 3 different ways that are in the bylaws right now. There are 3 different ways to attach the fine.
Yeah.
The general bylaw just accepts the state statute that allows us to issue a fine up to 300.
Yeah,
So all we need to do is, in that beginning part,
say that it.
just say it's a $300 fine for
Yeah.
any, for anybody
That's it.
caught.
That's what I said,
Yeah.
and I looked at it, I said, I think we can just call it that.
Yep.
But the police are going to have to enforce that. And
Right.
that's gonna be probably not fun for them,
No, the chief was in here at our last meeting,
yeah.
for his report, and we talked to him about it, and
Okay.
he's just waiting for authority,
From
by the
what?
bylaw. Well, we have to do it at town meeting, we
Oh,
can't
that's right, oh,
so,
yeah, yeah.
we have to
Never
call a
mind.
town
Yeah,
meeting,
Yeah. okay.
formally accept it at town meeting, and then at that point, he'd be more than happy to enforce it for us.
Oh,
So,
good. I
So
hope it helps.
what's town meeting, October? That one, or is there another?
No, we'll call a special town meeting,
For that?
yeah,
Not for that, just for that?
yeah, why
How
not?
expensive is a special town meeting? Dale?
It's not expensive at all,
It's
if,
not?
the only time it costs us money
Yeah,
is if, like the other day when the school
yeah,
let out before the town meeting, so
Yeah.
the school closed on the 21st or something like that, we had it on the 22nd, we have to pay for a janitor,
okay.
which was less than $1,000 proposition, so, but there's another issue that we need to put in front of the town also, is the, Commission on Disabilities.
Yeah,
We had voted to allow the Commission on Disabilities to be set up, and we need 5 to 9 people. But when you read the instructions from the state, the town has to accept the provisions of the statute before we can make that committee.
Okay, so you gotta start there.
And we need to accept, I guess the whole idea of the committee is to accept the state statute that we can fine people for parking in handicapped spots.
Right,
And then this group uses the money that we get from those fines.
right, right,
So it's kind of like a two-step process, but we
Yeah.
have to do it at town meeting, so
yeah.
if we have a
Other
couple of
towns
things to
that
do.
too. I know that Amherst does that, so.
Yeah, I don't know how much money they'll generate in this town
Probably
on that
not
kind of
much,
thing.
but, you know.
Does
hey,
that have to be at the school? Or
No.
is this big enough to, for something like
I
that?
would think this will probably be big enough for something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You think? Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
wait till the fall and do it then.
Well, then you don't have to pay janitors and stuff, whatever.
but we'll be
Unless-
disposing of trash and not collecting any money if we find people
Right.
violating the big stuff. I mean, if you leave a bag of trash and there's a name in it,
Well, that's the thing, I mean, I know that at the end of Bell Street at St. Joseph's Cemetery, there've been 2 or 3 times since I've lived up there that they have found bags of trash and they did find an envelope inside or something and paid the person a visit. Now, in that case, that's the perfect opportunity to say, guess what, you owe us $300.
right,
You know, that's a shining example. People don't want to, pay their sanitary landfill fee, or they don't want to pay a company to come and take their trash, and they think, okay, I'm gonna find a place to dump it, and for a while, that was the spot in that direction.
yeah,
So now we're faced not with trash so much as stray animals.
yeah.
So that's becoming an issue now up there. I've got all sorts of things running around, cats and dogs and,
Right on Orchard Road at the entrance to the rail trail that we've been cutting.
yeah, you have.
There's a
that's an
big
area.
green bag, there was the other day, I'm gonna pick it up Saturday, if it's still there, if the highway hasn't got it, I'll
Yep.
pick it up and get rid of it, but it's got painting supplies in it and
Well, that's
whatever.
also
I didn't dig through it,
considered
but there's,
toxic, too. I
right,
mean, that
yeah.
should be disposed of properly. That's why we have
yeah,
them come into the landfill, every 6
Yeah.
months and you bring your paint there.
yeah.
And it costs the town the money the
Yeah.
town's gotta pay to get rid of it, so it's just
enough of that.
recovering.
It's, we're a big enough town now that
Yeah.
we can put on our big boy and girl pants and start issuing fines for people that are not being respectful of our streets and our neighborhoods.
Well, trail cameras are gonna start going up too. I've got one, no, serious.
You are? You're putting-
I've got one,
Oh,
I'm
geez.
gonna stick it somewhere, and if we catch somebody, it's going,
Yeah, Hinesbridge
somewhere.
Road, I guess the highway superintendent was in also,
Mm-hmm.
and was talking about Hinesbridge Road being a particular problem,
A
so.
dump spot.
Yeah, for like appliances and things like that, so
Now, see,
the only way we're gonna catch that is camera,
that's true.
Yep.
so.
What are you gonna say, Jeff?
I lost my train of thought.
We can wait a little bit if you
It'll
want.
come back.
Yeah, get it out before the meeting closes, so we can.
Yeah, well, good.
Did you have something, Brandon?
Yeah, it's more of an announcement than a
Okay.
comment. I was speaking with Diana up at the Orchard yesterday about their 100th anniversary celebration coming up. And she was interested in doing a raffle and splitting the proceeds to help a community group or something. So I suggested to paint the townhouse project, and she was on board with that. And then last night at our front of the townhouse meeting, I brought it to them, and they're on board with it. So we're going to be working on that. But just part of the announcement part is that's August 25th, 10 to 5. They're having a pig roast. Tickets are $20. There's going to be a limited sale of tickets. So if you want tickets for the pig roast dinner, you should get them soon. But the event is free and open to the public. Their snack bar and everything else will be open, so there'll be other food and everything if you don't want to go for the dinner.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot going on, and it should be a great day for town and celebrate a long-time business that's been here and kind of an iconic symbol of North Brookfield. So hope people come out and support that.
What are the kind of food are they gonna have? They're gonna have
Well,
hot
they're
dogs,
gonna have
hamburgers that you can buy,
Well,
other than
everything
the,
they sell at the snack bar, you know,
Okay.
the hamburgers, hot dogs,
Yep.
macaroni, cheese, and,
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff. But they're having a pig roast and they're also having barbecue chicken. I forget the name of the place that's doing the actual barbecue for them, but the name of this place. She gave me a poster. I posted it up earlier, right outside the door here.
Mhm.
And there should be some others going up around town, but yeah. So
what day is that,
$20
the
for the dinner.
25th? What day is the
August
25th?
25th, is
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday?
10 to 5.
Saturday, 10 to 5 at the Orchard.
Yep. So
Pig
they're-
roast, $20, and they'll have other food available
Yeah,
if
they're
you
gonna
don't
have
want.
games and face painting, all kinds of fun activities for the whole family. And like I said, the raffle idea is to split the proceeds and go to the townhouse payment.
And how are they gonna do the raffle? Selling it around town or that day
That day at the,
at the, okay,
yeah.
awesome.
Hopefully it'll be
You
a
might
good-
need a permit to do the raffle, I'll talk to you about that later.
Well, I'm sure she knows. I mean, they do the craft fair and the fall. I'm
Yeah.
sure that she knows all about permits.
Yeah, usually you have to have a nonprofit or somebody sponsor you for your raffle. It's, Sheila can explain it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's gonna be working with Jim Buzzell, the president of the Friends of Townhouse.
Okay.
on that, so.
They're nonprofit, right? The Friends? There
I
must
think
be a,
so,
yeah.
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 And you said there's a flyer?
There's, yeah, posted one right out
All
here,
right.
but, yeah.
Because we'll add it to our announcements for the next couple of meetings.
Can you get us one, other than the one on the door? Or
Sure.
just so we have it in our,
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's on the Facebook thing. I
Yeah.
can print it off or
Yeah.
something.
They've been posting it and I've been sharing it too,
Yep.
so it's getting around.
we'll tell people too.
I'm sure they appreciate that,
Excellent.
support a local business.
Pretty soon you'll be able to walk down to the Orchard from the center of town. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I have to walk down from my house, except sometimes I'm scared of the traffic that goes flying down Elm Street and Old East Brookfield Road there sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you won't have motorized traffic on the rail
Right.
trail, so.
Yeah. Did you remember?
I did.
Okay.
John, I volunteer for the Quabbin Land Trust, and they have a rail trail.
Yep.
We put up cameras that have disappeared, so you gotta hide it good.
We got it, yeah.
Hide it real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many do you have?
We don't have any anymore.
None left? No, no.
Did you try putting them at heights and stuff?
They
They,
put them in boxes and
Oh,
camouflaged them.
wow.
I got a bucket truck. I can go 30, I'll put it 30 feet high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And,
exactly.
yep,
You may have.
Yeah, but there are no motorized vehicles on the trail.
on the edge, on the edge.
Right.
Yeah, but the rail trail commissioners can go on it while they're clearing
Oh.
and
okay.
monitoring, so.
With their bucket trucks?
If they have to,
Okay.
to monitor the trash, I think. They put it right near the road somewhere. And it's gonna move around too, so it won't be in the same spot all the time.
Ah. Vicky.
Be careful.
Gotta do it.
Big Brother's always watching now.
Yep.
Well, I know an investigator who will do it for $200 an hour.
Yeah, well, we're a nonprofit, so good luck collecting on that. But thanks anyway.
Oh, okay.
All right, anything else? No? All right, so, John, you can read.
Do I need to read the dog
your
license again?
Dog license
It's about
announcement.
8 times now. I probably won't need the paper pretty soon. 2018 dog licenses are now available at the town clerk's office, Tuesday and Thursday, 12 noon to 3 p.m., Tuesday evenings, 5 to 8 p.m., through the mail. Please enclose a self-addressed stamped envelope, $8 spayed neutered, $12 male or female. After June 1st, a $5 late fee, which is gone. After September 1st, a $25 late fee per household. So please get your dogs licensed if you haven't.
The next announcement is Wyndhamith Meadow, Sundays at Wyndhamith. June's already gone by, so the next one is July 29th, yoga 8 to 9 a.m., open mic from 1 to 4. Then August 26th, yoga from 8 to 9 a.m. and family day from 1 to 4. Everything is free, everyone is invited. And that's on Bates Street, the Wyndhamith Meadow on Bates. And the last thing we have is some town vacancies. If anybody is interested, we have, we need at least one more person for the town beach committee. And there's a little bit of money to work with, and we need to work with East Brookfield on it. So if anybody is interested in helping out with the town beach committee, capital planning committee needs a whole bunch of people. I think there's only 2 currently on it with the one we put on today. The only person I know was Chris Done, and I don't even know if he's still doing it.
Oh, all right.
There's a position for a fence viewer, and that is a good question. I don't even,
When the farmer's cow gets out and wrecks the fence, you have to go up and inspect the fence and make sure that it gets repaired, I guess. We talked, Dupree used to do it, the father, I believe. And, because his name was in the book a while back.
Yep.
So I don't know if he stopped doing it or if they need more than one,
Yeah,
but we need a fence viewer.
yep. And then we need a town historian.
I think there's somebody interested in that. I would love to do it, but I just don't have the time right now.
Okay.
Check with me in like 5 years.
Yeah.
We could write you in, Brandon, if you want.
No, but there was another guy that was interested, he's retired, and he said he was gonna come talk to you about it.
All right. Well, if you talk to him, let us know. Tell him to tell us. Tell a friend. We need a town historian. And then there's Commission on Disabilities, which we need to go through town meeting first, but if we have names at town meeting, then it's a quicker turnaround. So I believe that was it. PvP stuff. Yeah, that is it. So anything further?
No,
All right,
I'm good.
you all
All
good?
the stuff with the bridges, that's just
Yeah, it's just
information.
informational and
Yep.
bridge inspection information is provided. So with no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would second that motion.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody.